on record for the entire time that we're here. I'm going to cover the history, and then we're going to spread out. Here's how this one will work. So we're going to get you back on mute. I know you're dying to work on that thing. Everybody usually is when I hand that one over. They're like, I have to keep it on mute. Just give me 3 minutes. But when we spread out, I'll do about 2 to 3 round robins, depending on what's going on with your devices. I'll take lots of notes and read with us and show you how it all pieces together if you have anything at all. Is that fair? Every location is going to be a little bit different than the next. So this one is one where you will get to explore your device on your own. That's the fun part. Not to mention this place is haunted as hell. So welcome to a small little parking lot with a big old dumpster. Congrats, you made it. I told you guys to take you guys to weird spots. What is this place? Oh, first and foremost, communicators. All communicators. I'm going to start withholding information on purpose here moving forward. So I will not be giving you questions like what color was George Washington's white horse, like what we did over there with the big red barn, just so you guys have that information. So this place used to be the Eliza and Charles Pinckney Mansion. The mansion sat in the front of the space facing East Bay Street. Eliza's garden was lined up with Five Church Restaurant, came all the way across, and we are standing in the servant and slave quarters for the land. That's the layout of the land. Who the hell were these people? Charles and Eliza had a son named Charles. They had a nephew named Charles. That's 3 different trucks, in case you weren't paying attention, by the way. That's why we look for those secondary clues. In the event that the name Charles is actually heard, I need to know which one it is so I know how to address them. They are 3 different men. So that's why we look for those secondary clues. The son and the nephew were signers of the Constitution for South Carolina. Big deal for South Carolina, but I hate politics more than all of you put together, especially 23 days away from the election year. Yeah, exactly. You guys got the point. She's looking at me like, this guy's like, where the hell did we find this guy?
No, I like it. I don't like politics.
Yeah, exactly. So if I don't give the gentleman their recognition, by the way, they will do it for me in a nasty manner coming out of a spirit box. So I just give it to them and move on. We're going to discuss Eliza inside. Eliza married Charles at a young age according to today's standards. I say it slowly like that because if you're going to ask her how old she was when she married, do not expect numbers from the colonial days when young ladies got married at like 12 and 14. So yeah, they would be Bella's age and they would be getting married. So think of today's standards because the husband was over double her age when they married. Kind of a little bit of a creepy age gap back then, a little bit of a creepy age gap now. So sorry if that age gap's going to come up later and that's your significant other's age. Sorry, that's how this works. I've had to put my foot in my mouth more than one occasion. But it doesn't matter. So moving on. She married him because her father's over in England. Dad thinks he's dying over there and he wants to bring all his children home so he can see them one last time. Well, Eliza didn't believe he was dying, so she stayed put right here and got married. It's 1744. You do not get married in that year to earn a green card. We are not a country yet. No such thing. She married him out of love. There's nothing horrific about this location. So I'm just going to say it is a place of respect. I think you guys got that from the notes. Moving on. She was correct. Dad didn't die right away. And instead, he started sending her gifts from England to where you're standing. One of those gifts happened to be the plant seeds of indigo. That's a plant. Makes blue dye, makes blue jeans blue. A lot of you have it on tonight because that's what we use it for now. But she got her seeds, though. No idea what to do with it. She had to learn from her servants and slaves how to keep it cultivated. It's obviously not warm here all the time. I can't remember where everybody here is from. I don't think there's anybody from South Carolina in this group, is there? No? I don't think so. But yeah, it's not always hot here. So then she learned how to make the dye from them, and she moved it to a cash crop and got a hold of her father and told him that the rice plantations were going downhill in price and that they were going to make a killing with the indigo. And now we have an international businesswoman during colonial times. Something absolutely unheard of. So here's what's going to happen. I am going to assign questions at this location. For you newbies that don't do this, muggles that learn all the time like me, remember that if you're asking a question out loud or even focusing on it, that answer can go to any other device that can receive communication or, obviously a camera that can record the audio, including my voice recorder. So that's why you Spirit Box folks are going to tell me everything that you're hearing if you don't know what everybody else is asking, or if you go rogue and if you don't use the assigned questions that I throw your way based on your type of device. 3 things. No yes, no's. We've already covered that. Be respectful. We kind of covered that. Do not ask about Eliza's children. Don't even poke the bear with it. I will explain before we leave the space. We'll piss her off and nothing will happen. So speaking of which, where are we at with the readings on the moment? Got anything? Nothing at all yet. All right, so we're going to go left to right. So Bella and Linda, your devices kind of work in tandem because they're the simplicity of them. So here's how this is going to work. Bella, you're going to be looking for Eliza's full initials. That's ELP in that order, no anagram, word scramble. So we're going to see if that pops up for us. Reason why, Linda, you're going to be looking for what the maiden name stands for because the Eliza that I just told you guys about is the second wife named Eliza from Charles back to back. First wife died in January. 5 months later, he marries the one with the indigo. Kind of a jerk or a smart move, depending on what kind of gentleman you are. But ironically, both Elizas have a maiden name that starts with the letter L. Figure out which Eliza would be. You can also ask questions about her marriage. You will get numbers on there as well. Just depends on what you're asking. So with mansion's not here anymore. Does anybody else smell vinegar?
Yes,
Yeah.
very strong.
Very strong. So the mansion's not here. You're going to be asking what happened to it. If we get the what, we normally will get 2 or 3 numbers from the exact date of when that occurred. Why your questions were so simple is because that thing will only give us 1 to 2 syllables at a time. However, remember, whatever you hear is going to be 75% accurate for spaces. So just kind of keep that in mind by getting an answer from somebody else's device. Let's see, Mary and Noah. Well, I'm trying to relate because Nick and Noah both have beards, so there's 2 N's, 2 beards. Because I always have to stop and look. So with that, you two are going to have the same set of questions as well, and that's going to be based off of Eliza's death. That is you guys missed one from that. So with that, 4 major questions: age and time of death, how she died, where she's buried, which president was the pallbearer at her funeral. Again, if you go rogue on any other question like that, yeah, easy way to remember it: age, how, where, president. Sorry, I do this every night.
No.
Let's see. I think I got everybody covered. So obviously the 2 of you should be working somewhat together. By the way, what's your relationship? I know these 2. What's everybody else? Who's scared of you?
She's my sister's
You're in
child.
California.
Yeah, she's our
Okay, so you're the rando.
Yeah, I got it.
Wow. And the 2 of you married?
Yeah.
Okay. Sometimes I assume that and his brother's sister, and I make like a weird joke, and I was like, oh, that's my sister. I'm like, oh shit, sorry. And obviously Brandi and Bella have already expressed their mother and daughter. I just like to know them all one. I am going to keep Bella behind for just a minute. I want everybody kind of like spread out, but definitely stay away from the vehicles. Please don't film them. Somebody walking through. Lower your cameras. We'll understand the footage of your feet. You guys will get that. Yeah. Age, how, where, president.
And which president was there when she died?
Yeah, he was a pallbearer. Okay, so that should be baseline. Don't give me anything below that. And that's how we're going to grow this because I don't want to write down a whole shit ton of numbers and you guys don't want that. So the next device is the next number you get. You see it drops through the camera like a light. But the next number you get, keep it going. All right. Graham, everybody get to work. Not necessarily. It's just, yeah, you can work individually. Eliza's maiden name.
Oh, that's right. You said it started with
Yeah. Yeah. Remember Logan. It's not Logan. All right. So
But it's
this thing,
devastating.
did you already get straight out? Okay. So whenever it gets full, it's going to start overwriting the numbers. You don't want that. That's how you take this down. Right back to about 1. Okay. So that way you get a nice fresh start. This is your sensitivity down here. This guy, I turn it down over there. So if you turn it all the way to the right, we don't have anything left in here. And that's what I'm off. And if there's some in maybe if you want to do that, really, not like 2 ads. But there are other ways to do that. Anything weird going on with yours?
No.
I'm going to give you something extra to do. You ready?
Uh-huh. What are you going to have
So
me do?
the mount hasn't come in with this guy yet. This is going to replace the floodlight.
Okay.
So this is an IR light.
Okay.
So look in your screen.
Okay.
See
Yeah,
what
I can see it.
Yeah, so I'm going to actually give you a little bit of a flood, so it gives you a little bit more light. Try that.
Okay.
How's
Yeah,
that?
I can
Way
see it.
better. So use that at your discretion.
And I'm just looking for orbs and
Orbs,
anything.
anything weird that I wouldn't
Okay.
be able to detect with the naked eye.
Is it okay if she tells me, hey, Mom, point it this way?
Yeah, whatever
Okay.
you gotta do.
All right. Because sometimes she'll be like, they're right there in the corner. But
Yeah, the weird thing is she did pick up on something on the
on
building over there.
that house, yeah, or that
so
building.
Again, I think that like
Yeah.
it's an Airbnb, I believe, on that floor. So just be mindful of filming up
Filming
there.
up there.
Yeah,
Okay.
So
All right.
Be mindful of the camera.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, go find your person, and I'll follow you. Where's she at? It's hard to keep away from cars and people. You getting anything? Anything? A man? I think while you're doing your rods, I'll use the camera away from you, but just see if anything pops up. Or you can tell me where to go. It's hard not to get cars. I just had something fly by, but it was probably a bug. He doesn't want to talk to you on your rods? Oh, let's go back in this back corner and see if you get something. Yeah, where the quarters are. Hey, also you want mention your family relation for Eliza. when you're talking to her. She was white. Is it saving that on there?
I took a picture of that.
Okay.
You're my last stop. What we got going on?
She's.
So this is when you know what time of year it is because this will show up in the fall, and then the bushes behind you are honeysuckle. They show up in the spring. So it smells like honeysuckle all through here in the spring. But it's also from the bees. So we're going to move down just a little bit further, and we'll let the cord is going to cut through here, so we're going to move down to the behind this.
This.
Mine is red, orange. Mine's more of a white.
That's kind of like this side of the envelope. That's on the line now.
See what he's doing. And then it goes off, and it goes to video. It's not acting right. I don't want video. I have to kind of shut it completely. So you keep using RFH over and over again.
No.
Or don't worry, more earlier, and then I don't know if the word or name, but it was a Bezra. I've never heard that from like Ezra with an A-B.
Yeah.
Huh?
I wrote it down
That's
just so it
fantastic.
sounds so alphabetical. Let me give us like the last 5 minutes.
Let me get out my flashlight.
Imagination.
I like the box. Let's just start to do that.
With the cameras, again, this is another level.
I'm sorry, what?
We're going to keep those cameras at better level. You're going to try to get a view going down the alleyway.
Okay.
Other people or tourists are going to start walking through, just pointing at the ground. But we're going to basically stay just like this while we're here. So, I'm sorry, Cam, I'm going to keep you on mute. Sorry, I'm the dark, can't keep this. So, welcome to Philadelphia Alley. This place used to be called Jewelers Alley. This is where some of the duels used to occur. Every ghost work comes down. literally all 300 plus go stores in Charleston come here. I was going to take this out of my route because every go store comes here. I like to do the weird shit. But this guy follows me around because everywhere else I investigate, he has a place of raised emotion nearby. So I just figured I might as well just stick with his origin story. We'll see how this goes. When he's around, when we're not here, he has a code word that he will use that comes out of your communicators, and I will let you know what that code word is at the end of the night. So I don't want you looking for it. Does that make sense? Perfect. Love the fact that you guys appreciate like our approach to this.
Absolutely.
So we all tell the same damn story. I'm just going to give you a few extra details because it goes punching. We're not on a campfire marshmallow kind of ghost story. So with that said, Dolly, you're going to be looking for the letters R-I.
Okay.
So that'll make a lot of sense here in just a minute. The doctor moved down here from Rhode Island, R-I. His name is Dr. Joseph Brown Ladd. For those of you, the couple over here listening to the Spirit Boxes, if you hear the song Brown Eyed Girl over here, it is not coincidental. It's part of his name. You get it all the time. And that is Brennan. In case anybody was wondering, we are in his house. We will not bother. So he's just kind of pissed off because we're all standing here. But anyway, moving on. And he moves down here because he's supposed to get married to his fiancée, Amanda. Amanda just inherited a lot of money from her dead parents. And she's an attorney, helping her out with all the cash flow. And the attorney thinks that Dr. Ladd is just after Amanda's money. He tells Amanda, get rid of that doctor fellow. He's going to take all your cash. So Dr. Ladd goes down here and on his way into town, he had a coachman that brought him in. So the coachman set him up to be robbed and killed. It's like having a really bad Uber driver in today's world. Sorry if anybody's taking an Uber home. But anyway, moving on. Back to before coming through, just so you guys know, we'll split the C's. I know that I think she's going to move pretty far down. So we'll let them pass through. Try to keep track of like what some of the store guys do. So if it's there anyway.
Oh no, I love those. I have two cousins in San Diego. So halfway by you guys. That's all right.
Back to where we were. So, the coachman set him up to be robbed and killed. Not a very good start to, the doctor stay here in Charleston. But somebody was walking by and seeing what was about to happen to the newcomer. The person walking by, his name was Ralph Isaacs. Do those initials sound familiar? Exactly. It's exactly why we have the device that Bella's using. I bought it for this location because we were getting RI all the time from regular spirit boxes. I wanted to verify why we were getting it and who it was related to because that's two different characters of the story. It usually shows up around Ralph's name, in case you were wondering. But moving on, Ralph tells the doctor, hey dude, I know this guy, the coachman. He's going to try to kill you. Come with me. I got friends at 59 Church Street. You can rent the room from them. You'll be safe and good to go. Well, Doc took him up on that offer, and they became friends. The longer the doctor stays here, the more money he's making. Proving his point, it's not after Amanda's money. He's going to make his own, with his own medical practice. She gets wind of this. She's moving down so they could be married, and Dr. Ladd became known as the Whistling Doctor. He's a pretty happy fellow. This is another reason why I hate the damn story, and I was going to take it out of my route. It's a giant cliche. Every haunted city you will ever visit has a cliched whistling ghost. We all have one. Ours just happens to be a doctor, but there is a lot of validity to this. I've been coming here for the past 5 years. We have a lot of stuff. But anyway, moving on. Why are we in Dueler's Alley, and what is this big story that I'm telling you? Dr. Ladd and Ralph go see plays together. They can't sit next to each other because the doctor makes more money. That's the hierarchy of Charleston. He gets better seats. So on the way home, seeing Richard III, they're arguing over the actress they just saw. Doc thought she was fantastic. Ralph didn't. The argument turns into Ralph insulting the doctor's fiance, Amanda, back home in Rhode Island, and it got really ugly between the two of them, and they go their separate ways. But the next day, Ralph goes to his friends at the newspaper, and he places an ad in the paper telling the whole city of Charleston what he thinks of the doctor. Kind of a you're a disgrace to society kind of shit. When Doc saw this ad, of course he did, it's Charleston back in the 1700s, it's on the paper. And he rebutted. Let's go to Dueler's Alley. We're going to settle this. Somebody's going to die, basically. Over an actress, I'm just going to point that out because arguments were really dumb and stupid back in the 1700s. So anyway, the two gents came down here, back to back. They took their 10 paces, and they turned. Doc pointed his gun in the air and shot his one bullet. He didn't want to kill his friend. He just needed the courage to show up and prove his point. Ralph had his one bullet still, and he put it in the kneecap on the doctor. Proved his point. He's still pissed. So Doc didn't die. He fell to the ground. His friends picked him up, took him home to 59 Church Street, where he died 10 days later on November 2nd of 1786 after refusing medical treatment. 2 things about the last statement that I just said. You guys love to see like how I do the know your ghost thing. It is 1786. Gunshot wounds were a lot different back then than what we know of them now. Secondly, he is a doctor, guys. He probably just thought he had lead poisoning and tried to bleed it out himself, but obviously he failed. Now, every ghost tour that comes down here tells their guests to listen for the whistles while they're here. Hear how quiet it is. Even on a busy Saturday afternoon, it sounds just like this all the time. It's always quiet, unless of course that air conditioner is running in the summertime. But we have 2 cameras running plus my voice recorder. If we're going to get a disembodied whistle, more than likely it's going to show up on one of those 3 devices. However, can't tell you how many times I'm going through the spot check of the spirit box, and keep in mind my spot check it's fixed. So it's minute 1, 5, 10, 15, 20. I'm not looking for anything. Whatever happens within that 1 minute time frame, it goes in your notes if it's weird. If it's relevant, you'll have notes next to it. So how many times I caught a whistling part of a song and then the word doctor immediately after from a commercial, like immediately, dozens upon dozens of times while we're in this location. Happens all the time. So again, the guy will follow us around, and if you're going to try this on your own without me, because remember I've been kicked out of here. I'm going to talk about that in just a minute. That's funny. But use your voice recorders from your phone. Just remember, every local knows the damn story. Anybody walking past down Cumberland Street with Queen, we all throw a whistle down the alley. So just kind of keep that in mind when you're doing this. So let's talk about how I got kicked out now that everybody's all the way down there. So that's the fun part. Lindsay's like, oh yeah, I want to know what criminal we hooked up with. This is great. So there used to be a wall. This goes back to my research a little bit. So we're going to go before Doors Alley. So we're further back in time. So earlier 1700s. There's a wall about halfway between us and Cumberland Street, which is exactly why we stopped right here. It's a point of reference for me. The reason why there was a wall there is because this used to be called Cow Alley. So I can't tell you how many times the word cow has been seen or heard on your devices before I even talk about this. So this is where they kept the livestock for the city of Charleston. Cows, goats, and chickens. Why am I telling you this? It's because they started building the alley down by Queen Street and started moving this way over the years to make it what it is today. Those bricks are older than the ones you're standing on. Those bricks are sun-dried bricks from slave children. There's a full handprint from a slave child in one of those bricks down there, and fingerprints where there's nothing. I used to tell people about that handprint, and then I would go show it to them as a history lesson. You already know how I feel about cemeteries. That kid's not staring at that brick in the afternoon. It was more so we all need to see how far we've come from slavery. So November 26th of 2020, took my entire group down there, full group of 10 guys of you guys basically, and I'm just pointing out we're going to keep moving. Not with this group, they stopped. And they all huddled around the damn brick waiting for some shit to happen with the deer handed out. Well, I know nothing's going to happen. I'm trying to chew them along because we're also standing outside the dining room window of the beautiful mansion at the end of the alley, and I'm trying to be respectful, not realizing we were out of bounds for tours at that time of night. Well, the owner of that new mansion, or the new owner of the mansion, came out screaming his head off. My daughter, who was about her age, Bella, at the time, was on the tour that night and thought it was hysterical that her dad was getting yelled at, and we just moved on. So the next day was Thanksgiving. I don't tour on holidays, especially Thanksgiving, simply because I worked in upper management for Walmart, and you guys, before I started doing this, you guys used to fight over towels on Thanksgiving. You scarred me for life. I don't do holidays anymore. So the next day, I called my partner that brought me into tourism, told him what happened so I could figure out what to do next, and he laughed at me just like my daughter did. He said, dude, you're allowed to go down halfway, about where that large group is standing right now. And he's like, you got to reroute your group, man. You can't go that way. So what I told my group that night is Black Friday. I'm sold out again. Tickets were much cheaper back then. Out there. Not as full of equipment that you guys are using, but you guys get the point. I'm still new at this. So I told the group, I don't believe in the next story. I'm not into pirates. Vampires are my find bag. So, again, by the way, I would be telling you a pirate story next, but I've been kicked out of there too. So, before we left the space, somebody with a spirit box heard the name Anne. I didn't tell them which pirate we were going to be investigating. What's the first pirate you guys know? Blackbeard, right? Yeah. First we think of that. Edward Teach, right? But that person heard the name Anne. I didn't tell them we were going to be investigating Anne Vaughn, the famous female pirate. So again, normally first thing you got to think of is Blackbeard. So it wasn't like a precognition type of thing. So I was like, all right, maybe we'll get something. Again, pirates weren't my thing. We get over there, I told them what I did know, which wasn't much, only a few hours of quick reading. Somebody else with a spirit box heard the number 300. I didn't know what it meant. I wrote it down. Did the research that morning, and it turns out we were there November 28th of 2020, Anne Vaughn's trial for piracy. November 28th of 1720.
Wow.
Exact 300th anniversary of her piracy. You guys are all amazed at that. I was pissed off. Let me explain. I have a master's degree in creative writing. I'm not bragging, but I do have a lot of degrees in writing. So I like facts and data. So whenever you guys were finding things when we were investigating a pirate, I had to read like 5 books to verify one piece of evidence. That was a lot of reading. Half my library now, I had to get rid of shit so I could have more pirate books. I watched more documentaries, played video games, and read more books on pirates than I ever wanted to in my entire life, and I'm kind of into them now. However, I can't tell you the story yet. We will get a little bit of bleed over from her from time to time, so I will let you know if something like that pops up when we're doing our little experiment with Brandy's camera. But when we go up and around the corner, obviously we're going to get you unmuted again. We will stop so I can swap out the light, and I'll tell you guys the quick story of where we're going. This is also a new story for me, so I'm still like researching some of the details, and hopefully those details will come through what you guys are doing tonight. So I'm staying away from the typical end story of what all the other tours do, which is what I was doing to replace the hand-on story, but I don't like to do that story. It's weird. We get stuff from it, but it's just it's a curse photo to females, and look around. I have females on the tour, so I don't know if they can tell the story. So we're working with something else. So I'm going to tell you what I know about it so far out of my research, and then we're going to see what we can get out of it, and we're going to use your crazy like spotlight on that thing. And we caught something over there 2 nights ago. So it was large. It wasn't like a bug going by. I'm talking more like intelligently moving around. It was really cool shit. So anything weird going on with the devices before we leave the space? No spellings, no words coming out. Oh, how about that? I know, right? That's funny.
So, keep me alive on November 5th.
November 2nd. Yeah. So we're getting close, but it's a close but no cigar.
And I will lay my hand on you.
Yeah.
And then prior to that, it says Among Us, June,
You got anything being spelled out for us at all? No words at all? No anagrams? No nothing?
nothing that I've noticed.
Did you guys pick up on anything while we were here, regardless of the devices? Just curious.
Not here.
Okay. Ella? Nothing? Okay. Any EMF readings I need to know about? Nothing above an 8? Okay. So, let's get Karen unmuted. Karen,
That seems to
keep them
respond
going.
when you use
Stop
your
them
rods.
before we get to the next stop.
That seems to
Yep,
respond
you
when
guys
you're
are
using your
walking in,
rods.
like the Blair Witch Project.
If it needs your
All right,
focus.
let's do it.
You know what I
All right,
mean?
Josh, follow it.
Fifth. I'm gonna go down. Yeah. Just because I don't need to.
Sundays are garbage night for Charleston. Did you guys didn't pick up on that?
You will.
You read my mind. I was still warm. How you doing on that thing?
She does better when she has her rods and she's concentrating, and then the bumps.
The rides should be interesting at the next location.
Okay.
So we're going to stop here. I'm going to get you guys just to have a seat on the wall. So I'm going to swap. Yeah. What do you got? Oh. And Boney, let's see what we can do.
Good step.
By the way, I'm going to point out one thing. Clapping at the end of a ghost hunt is the cheesiest thing you guys can ever do. Please don't.
But it's for actors. For applauding.
going.
We're good. We'll go out. Bye.
Mm-hmm. At least it wasn't the other one. She reminds me of that one. Colonial.
Did I show you how that flashlight actually works to focus in case you wanted to play around with it?
You said something about I could do this.
Yeah, so this top part moves
Uh-huh.
up and down. So
Oh,
the
okay,
further
like a
out
scope.
it goes, the smaller it's going to be. So go ahead
Okay.
and point your, let me just kind of see if we can find where we're at in here. So see how big it is?
Mm-hmm.
And I can laser focus it.
Mm-hmm.
But I usually leave it about halfway, so
Okay.
it'll fill up about half your screen. That's where we got the best shots from it
Okay.
so far.
I am recording, right?
You are now. But yeah, put them cameras right next to it. Now just leave that hang out here for about 5 to 8 minutes.
Well,
I'll
we
bring it
looking
all
at?
back and actually
See
we'll
if there's
do
any
that.
change in color. That's red.
No, I mean, where you pointed at.
I don't know. Where exactly do you want this pointed at?
So the camera, like Boney's grave is said to be like diagonal from where we are, so like to your left.
Over here.
Linda, how are we
Do
doing?
better with it like this. Seems really interesting. Okay. See, there's some tombstones over there. I haven't seen much with this. You see anything at all besides tombstones?
How are we doing on your guys'
Tech is not usually my thing.
Huh?
Technology stuff is not usually my thing.
Yeah. Same here.
I usually do better with intuition. That might have been a bug. See that? It's a bug.
Oh, I don't see anything moving around.
What temperature did he tell you to?
Huh?
Why is it so red right there? Where's the cold spot? Do you see
It's
any?
supposed to be like black.
Yeah, you don't see any on there, do you, Bella? Do you see anything with this? Or where I should be aiming at?
No, you got anything?
He's biting himself.
Like biding his time or biting?
Biting. Well, it could have been either. But I felt more biting.
Okay.
Are you feeling anything?
It'll stand out if you do this.
I keep getting little floaty things, but I feel like they're bugs. Your battery dead?
Just think it's-
I want to move down just a little bit. Right here. There we go. Can we talk to it?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Bella, you want to get your rods out and put that on down to see if you get an answer? I do feel a female presence. Do you feel that? I don't want to provoke Mr. Boney.
Could that be because they're both using radio?
What's that?
Oh, got it. Okay.
We're talking about the news at 10:45 at night.
Fair enough. Yeah.
We're getting close. Anyone's dealing with the election, I'm not ready to fly.
Yeah.
That's pretty obvious. Too common, too easy.
Is there any direction I should go?
No.
Sally's not here.
How's our camera work coming?
I've got a couple little flashes, but I don't know if they're, like I said, if they're a bug. It didn't seem real orb-like to me, but I don't work with a lot of orbs.
Yeah.
If there's someone here, you could show yourself. I saw something right. Do you see the camera? Between the tree and the tombstone. I saw something with my eye. Now, I don't know if it was on the camera. And then I saw something that might have been a light, like a blue color, flash through the fence line right here. Or maybe that tombstone that way. But otherwise, I kind of feel like they've just been little tiny flecks if I've seen anything.
Yeah, we're going to get a lot of bugs in here.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
The anomaly that I caught the other night was actually on that tree over there to the left.
Okay.
So,
The big tree?
Yep.
Okay. I did feel pulled this way. So,
Right on that bigger tree.
okay.
Anything, sorry, yeah.
No, I'm not seeing the, there's my light.
Female communicator.
Maybe you should get your rods back out. Or concentrate.
Hey, you can teach me about this now. I'd love to have some more food to dive in.
Do you want to talk to him or in your mind, or should I ask questions? Is Boney here in the cemetery? Did you help people with the church? I'm not good with that. Do you want to try this?
No. Let me.
Oh.
The lights every now and then, but it only goes to the
Everything else gets changed every day.
yeah, it's still a real low one, so
We're also talking about hand-bonding nearby as well. So. All right, no other anomalies on the cams? No
I haven't seen
vibes I
anything.
need to know about?
Yeah.
Okay, I think we can call it on this one. I do like the fact that we had the phrase female communicator. As far as the communication that's coming out of who how I got over there, I got Mary and Harry. Really? Is that how that works?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
You did that shit on purpose, didn't
We
you?
didn't do it on purpose.
Do you have a Larry too?
No. First one is Sarah, and then my son was named after his grandfather, and Mary was named after my grandmother. And I didn't even think of it until I started yelling for one, and the other one would come running.
So, with the cameras over there, oh, by the way, back to the communication. So if I'm not getting what I need to out of Mary and Harry,
My lamb.
let's talk about your work. You said you saw somebody get
He's a
start today.
living, healthy.
Henry.
Let's try tomorrow.
You want
Now I'm stuck.
to talk about your son? You don't always bring
I
up
was
this topic so
lying
early.
in.
I miss someday.
Hmm.
970.
So, Mom, I might need you to help interpret this really well.
Here, do you want this?
Yeah, I can handle that.
Through the trees. Here. Seems to be.
Henry?
Push yourself off the
Choice.
track again.
Okay. Henry, let's start off with your work. Good over there?
Daniel.
I don't know who Daniel is. Henry, let's talk about your son. Let's talk about your work.
Everybody.
You're bringing up a lot of things,
Of course.
but I would like to have some.
Joe.
We're not leaving.
The community.
Henry, can you give us some images in the blue box?
Impossible.
Why is
Price
it?
of it.
Why is it impossible?
Association of the Low Country.
Help me.
Chunk of that just got lucky.
Henry, let's pick a
Threw me
topic.
on the street.
You're all over the place tonight.
Comfortable knowing.
You want to talk about your
They're
work?
always there for us.
Number 8.
Henry, what's the
No.
8th? Can you tell us
Zone.
what does the number 8 mean to you?
Yeah.
It was his birthday, in case anybody was wondering.
Schoolmate.
Oh,
This is me talking for myself. I'm okay, but I got really, really hot and nauseous.
Believe me.
Henry,
Why can't you find another boss?
because you're the boss right now, Henry.
What's
Every
recording?
time you get
Welcome to the
gas.
jungle song.
What was that phrase?
What's recording?
Karen, you got anything?
Nope, nothing.
Sometimes we don't get any.
Girl, why do you got a loop?
Hopefully tonight's not that night, especially with this many people.
Feeling the dream.
Henry,
Sin. Having sex.
Upside. Upside.
what's she
The guy
doing?
chickened out.
Out. Henry,
No. St. Paul.
Paul.
Okay.
Paul was the friend that lends
No.
him. Damn, he's all over the place. Henry, let's choose
I
one
don't want to be a part
Tried
of
your
that
best,
one.
but you failed.
one
It's
topic,
an
Henry.
issue.
One topic. We could talk about Paul. We could
I
talk about
need
your
to
work,
know.
your son, your wife. You choose the topic.
Working to
No
help
worries,
others.
mate.
No.
So powerful. You'll make it effortless.
Yeah, I don't do that.
I think he's
Er-
talking to
Gary.
another.
Henry,
Fell out
Travel
of.
comes around.
let's get an image in the blue box. We want to make sure Karen's not going to fall asleep in there.
I'm not sleeping, but I know the things.
Henry,
Daily doses.
Henry, who,
Street side.
Is me.
Henry, who else came here with you?
Intro to something. I
Each
don't
year.
know.
Came up and kissed me.
What's that? Hi.
Love you.
Hi.
.org.
Henry, if Dr. Ladd came
Something
here
to
with you,
repair.
we need his code word, please.
No.
Who else is here, Henry?
Anything random. The Bible says.
Henry,
Please.
It doesn't stop.
Henry,
I need the competition and you want to send it my way.
Please stay.
that's a long phrase you just
Yeah,
said.
leave it. Writers, talk to them.
98.
Writers. Henry, I'm going to focus on Mary right now. Speak through her. Who else came here with you? We have the name.
5 to get an expert 20.
We have the
Everyone.
Paul.
Thousands of injured people.
Definitely.
I'm going to point out that she also
Tonight.
said schoolmate earlier. Henry was a school teacher at one
Maybe.
point. Oh,
Maybe
but she
came
also said schoolmate than
slowly.
Paul, so that makes more sense. But Henry did meet his wife because he was her
Won't
teacher.
You tell me about it?
Henry, tell me
Saturday.
more about Paul. What did he do?
Your gift.
Did she just say your gift?
Mm-hmm. Myself.
Yeah.
Did he
So what did Paul do? I am a writer.
make
he's
a
a writer.
difference?
Graham.
Graham.
Answer.
How to get the trees.
Have
Get
fun.
in the trees.
Never, ever.
6474.
Provided.
Represent John Adams and his wife
Wow. That's specific.
stomping on you.
We know it's real time. She knows
make these stripes. She's cooking.
Henry, this got really quiet.
Convenient.
And this is
Yeah, sure it was. Dr. Ladd,
Time to make up.
can you tell us your code word so we know you're here? That got really quiet.
spending on gas. The worst place.
Shelter.
Johnny
Karen,
Hearts.
still nothing.
Nothing, just the galaxy.
Nighttime. I have come from
Denise now. Oh, that's my last name.
You've written a way worse title.
Written a way worse title.
Even
Then-
if we
This
were.
is me
now I
talking
see
for
someone.
myself again. My hands are really cold.
Who's Abigail?
Oh yes.
I saw a little African American boy.
Okay.
Oh, and a baby.
Don't you-
She just said baby.
Did she say baby?
You.
I missed it. There's so
Yeah,
much
she
going
did.
on.
Yeah, she said baby and then death or something.
Spiritual karma.
This place.
What about this place?
Man.
Never.
Who's that?
Hear it a lot.
A little boy.
Mad at me.
There's an Andrew related to
I'm
this
still-
location.
Holding on.
Oh, there's a mother and then a little boy behind her.
His name.
What was
By
his name?
John Smith. On the other hand,
Other end of the
Right
county.
I'm a
Between me.
Henry. We're losing time. We're down to about
brown-eyed.
2 minutes. Brown.
All I'm hearing.
Dr. Ladd.
I applaud.
Dr. Ladd. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Does she have something else?
No, I think I know what's going on now.
Make
Is Betty here?
talking about
In and out.
I feel like we have a lot of
On
folks
me.
here.
badcreditcash.com
Hopefully.
with Jesus.
If you know how it feels.
Me?
Talk about the tree.
On to you.
What did I do?
Me.
Who was that laughing? I meant
News.
Ghost. News story.
The way you make me feel, son.
I don't know. He said you.
Henry, Dr. Ladd, any other family members that came here to
Can't
these
be.
guests? This is our last
A little
minute.
boy with his arms up.
Another boy.
I want to talk.
He's talking to somebody else.
Adding to the ejaculate. All of them were gone for more than a week.
Yeah.
Who's that? It's a man. Cherish.
Karen, did you say you had another
I
image
know
of a boy?
just who you
Yeah,
are.
and he's upside down in the virtual thing.
Voices again.
It's
Me talking for
He has his
myself again.
arms up.
Something is tickling the back of my neck. No, it
Next.
doesn't even.
Is there a child there?
You're still the same.
brown is put
Since
up.
2006.
Brown again.
Mm-hmm.
Perception, apparently.
Confederate.
In the church.
Man's face.
Ah, you're getting images. Well, tell us about the man you see.
Kind of looked like
Is
he was
Christopher here?
Indian.
Indian.
We don't like.
So could an Indian be
All you
what
want
we
to do
would
is dance on.
consider like an uneducated person by the way they speak?
Yes, that makes sense. Because it's been
Praise
short.
the
Native American. It's his profile.
Me.
It's like,
hoping.
Is there a Native American?
Trying hard not to show it.
Got your girl from your body.
And she saw one. That's what she's got
You
going.
lost that love and
Resentment.
feeling song.
Worsening symptoms.
he looks sad.
This is.
So all the folks that we can't see that are here, this is your last chance going once. If you want to give us a name of who you are so we
I'm
can
right back to my roots.
more tree
Don't
stuff.
mean.
Going twice.
Whoa.
Justifying memories.
Lasting harm. Lasting arms.
What'd she say?
She's pointing toward the trees.
You know,
South.
Enough.
They don't
Okay,
care
Henry.
about it.
You and your friends, we're going to say goodnight. Can you say goodnight back to us before we tap them out?
Owner.
They looked at us funny.
Without me, you don't know where you're going.
Last chance for an image. Whoever wants to
So
throw
you
us one.
see,
It's over on high.
we,
He's looking
we
at me.
could do
and he's
nothing
like,
here that is.
would you do that now?
Another little boy's face.
Me, I got a question.
Yeah.
What's your question?
For our tour.
Defiance.
Girl.
A lot going on here. Let us know when that image fades and we'll tap them out, Karen.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, let's get these family members tapped out.
Israeli.
Countdown to 5. Do you have anything else to say? Or
We're done.
inside 3,
Hmm?
last chance.
We're
Yeah.
done. You can take it off.
You can take it off. Meant to stay 1.